Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Thought I'd share a little exercise with you today. We're going to look at yielding first. Yielding is very important in Tai Chi, whether it's solo form practice or partner work practice. If it's solo practice, to do a push or to do a strike or any offensive movement, you need to first yield to gravity, because if you don't yield to gravity and you stay up here in your muscles, you're not going to have much power. You have to go down into your legs and then up into the other person. The legs are the main power of the body. I mean, you can do it with just your arm if you have to in an emergency. I'm pinned here and he's coming at me and I can use my arm. But if it's connected to my legs or comes up from my legs, it'll be much more powerful. So if Neil's going to give me a nice slow push, he's going to sink into the ground and then he's going to use his legs. So he's got to yield to gravity first. Of course, in real situations, this can happen really, really fast. So you don't really see it as this yielding process. So one of the things about Tai Chi is that we always slow down this part of the learning so that we can really savor each moment of it and learn to feel the yielding to gravity through your body and then pushing up out of there from the legs. So I'm going to work on yielding to Neil's pushes. So that means, first of all, I have to have a decent posture. I'm just going to do a front stance, but I could do this in any stance, really. Well, maybe I will. I'll just stand in neutral. So from here, my feet are parallel, knees are bent. I'm keeping this space here, creasing into my hips, letting my hips tuck down a little bit, lifting my ribs and my head, keeping a nice suspended feeling. So like my joints are on ropes and I'm just hanging on them. So I have both the lightness of the bone level posture and the heaviness of the muscle level relaxation about halfway in between, which I call the energy level or the joint level, nervous system level, because I'm keeping everything open and listening and responsive. And when I feel his push coming, I want to yield to it, meaning I want to move, what he touches should move away from me. This is why a cat is softer than a brick. A brick doesn't move away from you when you touch it. The fur yields and moves away a little bit, so you have this sense of softness. So when he pushes me, I'm going to take that push and I'm going to yield, meaning what he touches gets empty. But I have to go somewhere. Everything's loose and relaxed here except this leg. I have to go somewhere firm. If I'm going to go very yin in one place, I have to go yang in another place. So the initial exercise is just to take whatever push he gives me and take it into my body. And notice he's not giving me like this kind of push. That's a different kind of yielding where I definitely have to step and do a bunch of other things. I'm trying to yield within my body. So I want to try not to move my feet too much unless I have to. So I establish my posture and Neil's going to walk around me and just give me some pushes for me to yield to. This is a nice exercise. It just gets you to listen to the other person. Now he has to yield too to gravity, and then he has to feel that push coming up his body, but I'm working on yielding to his push so that he sets up a different line of force each time, and I just keep trying to let go and flow somewhere else that isn't where, I'm not trying to ground it or push back against him, I'm just letting it go and let my body figure out where else I need to go in order to do that. So I don't think, oh, I must go here. Where's he going to push? I'm not trying to second guess him. I'm using his force line through my body. He will tell me where to go. It's almost like he's water and I'm a sponge. And the water goes into the sponge and it goes in a certain direction. So I'm gonna respect that direction and go with it like that. So whenever you're doing this kind of exercise, you want to be very careful about this. So push again, Neil. I don't want to do this. I don't want to twist my knees. When he pushes that way, that elbow's moving back, so this knee moves out. Whatever elbow moves back, the other knee has to move out a little bit to keep the space in here so that you don't collapse, right? And you don't twist. Keep pushing, please. So this stage of it is just learning how to yield and feel those pushes going through and getting softer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said earlier, when you strike, you yield to gravity and then your legs push up and out. So there's this current from below that moves out the striking arm. It's not local. It's not this local stuff up here. It's the whole body doing it, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to yield to his push, and I'm going to try to use his push, yield to that, and use that to augment or to increase or to create a strike somewhere else. Now I'm just punching into air, so I kind of have to pull it. I either have to pull it a little bit or I have to do it like a little circle to bring it back. But when he pushes, I want to use his push to further my strike. So stop halfway through the push. I mean, I don't want to go, push me. I mean, I'm not trying to figure it out and do this very slow push. He's causing my momentum to shift to that leg, right? So he's causing it. So what I'm working on is surrendering to this line of force coming through my body. If it was me, it would be my own line of force. But in this exercise, it's his line of force. So he's pushing, boom, I do a strike. Give me some other kind of push. So wherever he pushes from, I want to use that. If I can't always do it efficiently. But my goal is to listen to those pushes and use his push. Do that one again. That would be maybe an elbow behind me. Or again there. That one goes forward. If I had a person who could take a punch, like Neil, here, I could have him stand here and someone else could push me, and they push me on this shoulder and it goes boom. And they push me on the, like push comes here, boom. So I could have a little more feedback of having an actual body there. You could do this with nothing but behind pushes, like that. So he pushes from behind and I'm just going to try to use that into there. And if I jump ahead of him, I'll feel it, because it will be all me. Really slow push here. I want to, like that, yeah. I want to feel his momentum and capture it into my punch. So it's a nice exercise. I would call it yielding into striking. So when you do a standard Tai Chi push or a punch or something, you yield into the ground, surrender to gravity this way, then push up and out. In this exercise, he gives me a push and I'm using it to help. Either way, what you're working on is getting out of the way. First of all, not resisting the yield, not resisting the soft part, the coil part, and then not resisting that force coming through, so that it's just a clear pipeline between either your leg and the thing you're pushing or striking, or the other person's power and the thing you're pushing and striking. So just some stuff to work with, some attributes, not for combat training or anything, but just some attributes that might help you in all kinds of physical situations, including maybe multiple attackers, force comes through your body and you use it to strike another person, that sort of thing. So if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, visit my website, GeneBurnett.com. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.